usually you make up for it in your 4 pick. And a lot of the time, like, Shakers will go bottle phase boots, and they'll kind of run around and contribute. Maybe like Windlace too, so you can kind of pseudo contribute before it. Because I know typically like Earthshaker's kind of a fissure until he gets a Blink Dagger, or an Aghanim Scepter. But with the phase boots, into Windlace, it doesn't feel too bad. It's just a weird. It's a weird sort of build. I imagine he'll probably go for a Blink this game though, just because.
Yeah, it'll probably. I think it might be phase boots eventually. I don't know. Maybe just go like naked boots and rush a Blink. The only reason I'm thinking that is you've got the CM aura, right? And phase is decent, but you're up against like a Clockwork and a Juggernaut. These heroes will still run you down even with the phase pretty easily.
I actually really like Puck offlane this game for Sinstack because they have Juggernaut, Grimstroke, Clockwork. All of these heroes, you just need to get away from them. That's it. Like, I mean, I suppose you can go for an early point in the Grimstroke bug, and you can throw it on the Puck and silence her, and she can't get away. But a lot of Grimstrokes don't go for that until like level 4, level 5, maybe even later. People tend to go for like the Inkswall combo with Juggernaut, so you want to have points in that. So forcing Grim to go for the bug, and even if he does go for the bug, you just can hit it twice and then throw the orb out. Like, he doesn't get enough levels in the early game as a 5 to be able to like kill a Puck offlane. This is a pretty old counter to Jug in the lane.
I think it's also because usually you want at least 1 point Strike of Fate, right? Because technically it's such great value in terms of nuke potential.
Oh god, yeah. Like, one of the best things about this Grimstroke hero is that he plays a lot like a Wyvern, where you can just kind of do the pretty bullshit tactic of holding a safe lane tower forever, just sitting in the trees and Stroke of Fating out the wave. It feels so good because you get so much farm on the Grimstroke, and then you hold a tower, and if they dive you just throw an Inkswall on yourself, and your team TPs in, and then you take a really good fight with the Grimstroke ulti. It's a really good map position to take as like a whole team, where you're just, the enemy team is like trying to pressure so hard, but they can't because of the Grimstroke sitting there. If they dive, they just potentially die. It feels pretty good to be the Grimstroke team.
A little bit of a rough moment now for the side of Anti-MagE, because you've got this Puck. You know, you mentioned you could go off lane here. The problem I now see is that Aachen have found the perfect counter, right? Venomarts are usually very good against Puck on the lane. And it's not like you can switch up the lanes to just get rid of the Venom, because Juggernaut, we've seen it a bit more recently. We see it, I feel like, time and time again, rarely over the last few years. Juggernaut mid. It can do that, right? It's the type of hero that can go into that mid lane and feel confident about his laning phase.
Yeah, it's true. Typically, a lot of these like really good BAT melee mid laners, just because of the QB, tend to get a lot of CS, and you can even end up winning lanes that otherwise there wouldn't be that many counters for. Although with that being said, they have a Kunkka, so it's very likely that hero is gonna go mid. I like the Kunkka pickup. They need the initiation.
That's true, and it also gives them a lot of sustain. Like, actually, between the Juggernaut and the Kunkka, like, you have so much push and then sustain after each engagement, right? Like, you've got the boat to protect against the nuke damage that Radiant have a decent amount of right now, but then you can easily reset the fights with the healing wards and not worry about the rum buff wearing off.
Yep, that's true. That's true. Like, these, if they can take some like extended fights for Dire, it's going to go really well. I mean, I guess you're taking extended fights into a Wraith King who probably has a Radiance, which is no bueno. But still, like, if you have Venomancer, like you said, you have the healing ward to heal you up. You have the Kunkka Rum. They have a Clockwork who does a bunch of damage over time. Grimstroke, who has low CD spells other than his ultimate in the early levels. Like, they want to just take super long engagements, and they're going to pump out way more damage than the Radiant, unless they pick some like ridiculous long fighting hero like a Medusa, something like that.
That might work pretty well as well, because I think the thing I'm looking at is, like, you raised it in that point that while they can drag a fight out, I think the downside of Dire's draft is they're all in, right? It's not like a Slark or an Ember in your lineup where you can kind of just poke and prod and withdraw. Once you're in, you're committed.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, if they use the boat buff aggressively, okay, it's pretty good against Death Prophet, actually. But with that being said, like you said, if they use boat aggressively just to kind of like poke, then Radiant can just initiate. And without the boat buff, I think you can definitely burst these heroes. Especially with an Earthshaker, Puck, Death Prophet. Like, there's a lot of burst coming from the Radiant. And also, Death Prophet is actually a hero that wants to take extended fights, interestingly enough.
Yeah, you're now in a situation where you have to nuke down someone fast, right? And that's not to say that Aachen can't do this, right? You've got the Kunkka combo, which hits pretty hard. Juggernaut can Omni Slash someone down. But once the Yules comes out on Mage, your life becomes really hard, right? Because who do you go on? Without a reliable silence from Grimstroke onto Puck, you're not catching that. DP with Yules makes it hard, and then Wraith King has a second life.
Yeah, this is honestly like a pretty free Puck game if he can get some. So General is off lane.
I believe so. Yeah, I think
Synderen is 4. So Synderen's playing Earthshaker. DNZs are 5. So they're doing 4 Shaker, Puck off lane, which I really like that because you can have the Earthshaker go row mid against the Kunkka and apply a little bit of pressure. And Puck just wants solo XP. And you can just fissure the wave and give the Puck free waves under tower. You can even fissure their wave and send a double wave to the Puck, and the Puck is going to free farm.
Yeah,
like, this is a really free Puck game.
That's very fair. Like, you're not too concerned about your Puck. It's unlikely that you need to be there to bodyguard him the whole time. What is happening with my intro? Okay, that was a bit funky. All right, let me just double check. Yeah, I think it's right, someone got a disconnect there because the load-ins were not the full animations for me. So something was definitely happening there.
I love the intros, but let me tell you, man, most of the time it just says loading for me, and then I'm in the game. Like, I want to see the intros. I do. I enjoy them.
I mean, they're the best we've had, right? We had those Street Fighter type ones for a while. It's like, they're okay, but
yeah.
I want people running at each other. Let's go.
That was a good start. Like,
yes.
I like that I like that Valve is going down this path. I think it's cool.
And the drums as well. You know, it's like I think the music felt more epic for the Street Fighter kind of load-in, but obviously, like, the actual visual effects for this one is better.
Oh, it's great. I love it.
Let's see what they're going to do on the side of Aachen. Yeah, the Elemania, by the way, folks, they are Aachen. They recently got picked up by Aachen after Aachen's team did not qualify, so they dropped them and picked up a team that did instead. That's all you really need to know.
City Esports?
Yeah,
Aachen.
It's Aachen.
Is that a real city?
Yes.
Aachen City?
It is. It's
They're
on
sponsored
the
by a
west
city.
border. Yeah, dude. Like, have you not seen this? This is something that America needs to catch up on, because in Europe we've got this Aachen trying to get in all the time with the tier 2, tier 3 teams. Turkey's been pretty big for it. I think they had Bursaspor and there was another one that have been kind of constantly sponsoring different teams.
Yeah, that's great. Give us more of that. Let's go. Come on, America. What are you doing?
Yeah. Come on, where's the freaking Red Wings, dude?
Good question. We have all these sports city teams. All right, I'm interested. Here's what I want to see. I want to see what these mid laners do with their wards. A lot of people put a bot rune ward now because the mid ward just gets dewarded. Have you seen the trick where you step into the tower vision?
Yeah, you can be seen right here, right?
Yeah, okay. So is he going to put a bot rune ward? Let's see if it shows the bot rune. The bot rune ward is nice. Yeah, it's so nice because it gives you vision. It basically gives you vision on both runes because the top rune, you just walk up and see it anyway.
That's true. Nice, of course, like the difference here is if you're on a type of hero that needs skill shots, right? Like if you're a Kunkka, you want to have the ward kind of around this area so you have vision of this so you can maybe hit your shots. But obviously, DP, not one of those type of heroes. Crypt Swarm has a pretty wide spread. It's pretty hard to miss. Especially against the
don't really care. Like, any ward you place in the mid lane anyways, just, you can just deward. Like even this ward right here is dewardable if you stand right over there. Like they could go deward that if they went and checked that.
That's true.
It's just the Pexu wasn't in vision, so.
I wonder if we'll actually see some shifts in terms of the tree placements in the mid soon. It'd be nice to actually see it.
Possibly. It's such a weird thing that people just started abusing. Like I can't believe nobody abused it before.
I mean, it's kind of the gradual evolution, right? Like someone has to prove the concept before it really catches on.
Yeah. It's a cool concept though. So okay, so Synderen's just hard blocking the wave. I wonder if he blocks it twice. Maybe that's why he's doing it at the tier 3 now. He's gonna try to block it twice and then go back to Fountain.
Should do. I mean, he could just pop Clarity and he could have stayed, but yeah, he could go back to Fountain afterwards.
What's the point? You know, it's like you don't contribute much anyway.
There you go. There's the Clarity.
Is he gonna?
He says, "Shut up, Jenkins. I will contribute."
Hey, the most important thing though is he double fissure blocks. That's
yes. That's
good stuff. That's good stuff. General's loving life. Look at this, right in front of his tower.
It's
What
going to be
a
under
free
his tag.
puck game. Oh.
I mean, you have to, though, right? Like, on this type of hero, you think of a lot of offlaners at the moment. We don't see this often, this kind of shaker usage, because most of the time you take these bulky boys in the offlane that cut, like the Clockwork is doing right now, and like, double stack the wave.
Yep.
But you can't do that as a puck. That's a quick way to ensure your death.
You can cut the wave and drag it, but it's...
You can't really sustain it, though, right?
No, it's not like you can hard cut, but you can do what Pablo's doing right now, which is possibly doubling up the wave, which will send a double wave into the Veno.
General actually took a crap ton of damage in the top here, actually. The trades with Pexu evening up a little bit. Actually, he's moving forward aggressively. He's actually going for this. I mean, he did have the Waning Rift leveled up, but now they'll turn around, and he needs to run. He can hit the trees. The spin is there, and... Oh, no! Rajix made a mistake. He stopped moving. General has a way out, and do you know who doesn't? In the bot lane, Johannesson gets caught out.
Oh my god, General, dude.
He's going to sell him up. He's going to be fine.
You're 1v2. Relax. Relax, man.
I mean, I get why he wants that so badly, but it's such a long-range illusory orb.
I love the pressure that he's applying right now, though, 1v2. This is awesome. Like, it's great pressure. If he dies, it's really bad because it's just kind of like, all right, man, your Earthshaker gave you a free game. But the pressure that he's applying, like, they're struggling to deal with him solo up here. That's got to feel bad. But then again, bot lane, first blood.
Yep. Sin just making sure he taps away a little bit of XP from Jonas here, who has felt so vulnerable that he's got the creeps back at his tier 3 tower.
I didn't see how he got these here. I think Pablo might have just dropped them off for him.
That should be what happened here. This is always the issue when you have like this type of slow hero in the Venomancer though, right? Like if the tanky Clockwork is off just, doubling up the way for you, and you're as slow as Veno is, you're very vulnerable to just getting jumped and dropped.
Oh, definitely. I think you're still kind of okay with this down here though, like giving first blood away for some XP and like the lane under your tower, just because they're against a tri lane. So it's honestly, it's not bad. And once Veno gets some levels, he's gonna be able to outlane the Wraith King. It's a melee hero, You just hit him. He just has to walk into the range of your auto attacks.
That's true.
To hit creeps.
Although you are against these two supports that can easily catch you out. That is kind of the counter argument, right?
Yep. I love that they're punishing. I love that they're punishing the Veno pick though, with sending the Earthshaker down here.
Pablo. They made a mistake here. Cinderin's going to try and move away for the vision now. Cut him off. And just the tip. Looks like Pablo can't actually escape this. So he actually might be going down. Stun's coming off cooldown for Naive. There it is. Gets himself an easy kill. Nicely done, though. Like, the moment you see the cold commit, it's a level 1 Clockwork. You know you can kill that every day of the week.
Yeah. There's a couple of ways you can look at this. Like, if you're the Sin stack, you're okay with your Wraith King getting kills, but... Also, the Veno's getting creeps under tower for the life of a Clockwork. Like, I don't think you care that much if you're Veno. Like, both of these teams are going to think that they're winning the lane right now with what's happening.
That's true. But General, he will escape again and salve up. And this is kind of the highlight point, right? Is there's no trade on the other side of the map. You're forcing General to just burn some of his money on regen. But this is the type of hero that really benefits from all his solo XP.
Right, and he's completely zoning Pexu, who has literally no items in his inventory. In general... very able to continue to harass him in this lane. He did go for a point in the bug, by the way, on Pexu early because he's against the puck. Yeah,
and that did force General in response to go for a point in the phase shift to be able to always escape that combo.
Yeah.
I think the difference here is when you think about this XP share for the bot lane for Anti-MagE, Team Anti-MagE, not the hero. Pause that thought because they're going to go for a kill. Easy one onto Jonas. He gets cut off again, and the big crit comes out. It feels so good as a Wraith King when you get a crit, right? Like when you get one crit.
Dude, I'm looking at it from the other angle. It feels so bad as an offlaner. Right? It's so bad. This guy just no mana cost hits me for 300 damage. I hate it.
Do you ever feel like the moment you get crit, you're like, I'm dead now? Like every time it's like, well, I'm not getting away from this.
Excuse me, sir. Can I take half your HP?
Pexu? Oh, Pexu may have made a mistake. The loser does get dodged out though, so General won't go for it. Speaking of the Wraith King, he was diving under the tower and he won't pay a price for it because the Clockwork's too slow and he might be turned around on now. Yeah, that's right. Trap Sin inside with you. It doesn't work out that well. The Barrier Assault didn't actually stop him getting the enchant term out. He's salving up right for him though. Cinderin stands his ground. Nerve comes out, stroke through. Cinderin will die for it. They did force the Grimstroke to come down here, though.
Jug solo versus Puck.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Puck will eventually start to win this one.
Well, you can't, like, look for the power of level 6 as a Jug in this lane now, because you know there's a point in phase shift.
Oh yeah, it doesn't do anything. Puck with the boots should outlane a Jug. He just needs to keep right-clicking.
Pablo, I don't think you want to be here, buddy. The cogs are going to be there. There is a boat available. Torrent into the boat, now coming through. If he gets the other Spirit Siphon out, Verifies there. It just needs to tank up right now. The fish should buy a little bit of time. He can fight up against this. He doesn't have the mana to get the Exorcism out, though. Stroke coming in from Pex, who turns around looking for a kill. If they drag him back, Mage will fall. Nice haste pick up by Pexu.
Yep, gets the ward down too on the high ground.
That's
on a siege wave as well. The siege is still alive. So they have to send...
Well, who do they send
They have
here?
to TP. I mean... it's going to be DP when he's back alive, but still, like, forcing a DP rotation back to mid because there's a siege means he's not taking a tower with the ultimate or rotating with, like, a rune or something. Like, look, it's half HP.
They're thinking about trying to kill him, but I'm not sure if you can do this with a double bracer there. Double wind up from Synderen to get the stun out, but yeah, like, there's no way you can kill him. And who can be killed? Jonas in the bot lane. Cogs under 2 from Pablo, just to back away, though. The Wraithfire Blast does connect. Naive trying to chase him, but DNZ turned around on his Regix with the rotation. Has got the Mango, so Naive needs to back up. Doesn't have level 6, will just go to TP away to the top lane. Dodging out this Juggernaut as much as possible.
Love this rotation from Jug. There's a siege alive bot, so he's going to be able to possibly take the spot tower. Veno TP's down too.
Mage was forced to use the Exorcism in the mid lane just to poke and prod at this tower.
Yeah, he's trying to even up the trade earlier from the siege push. May as well. That early level on Exorcism is pretty useless other than for towers.
Both plus 4s are here, though. Torrent doesn't connect on the Synderen, and instead Symmetrical needs to run away. Siphon was hurting pretty bad, along with that Exorcism getting him pretty low. Just poking and prodding so far. Puck is out on the bot lane, where he feels he belongs. The problem is, there's not going to be a tower here for long. They've got the healing ward down, and they've got all of the plague walls down as well. So it should be an easy tier 1 for the side of Aachen.
I love this rotation from Regix. Because Wraith King goes top, he's got 5 points in Mortal Strike Skeletons, but he has no siege creep. So even if he spawns the Skeletons, you just need to TP like Kunkka up here or something like that, and all the skeletons get cleaved down and they're dead. So he's gonna try to push top, but somebody's gonna respond to this, I'm sure. Although they are set up with the CM and the Earthshaker in the area, it is a little dangerous.
And of course, the big benefit now is Skelly Bros, they come back after dying. So even if you cleave them all down once, good luck hanging around for the second go, because you're probably likely to X in just to clear them once.
Yeah, maybe. They're actually not even going to defend this. They're just sacking the top tower.
I think you kind of anticipate they've got to be there, right? Like, Puck's playing ultra defensive under the tier 2, and Mage isn't even stepping up to the creep wave.
Sure. I think if you have your Grimstroke already in position, you can defend that a lot easier, but he wasn't. He had to go mid. He didn't want to lose the mid tower to the DP ulti. So just kind of like a snowball from Mage pressuring with the Exorcism mid means that the top tower gets to fall. Ironically, like, pressuring mid tower lets you take the top tower. Just Dota things.
And instead, we're seeing this more and more regular kind of transition as the Dire side moving to the bot side of the map, Radiant to the top side. It's kind of interesting, right? Because you go back just a few months, actually, and everyone understood the importance of these kind of lane dynamics, but it was always fixated on top, right? Like, Dire would regularly try and defend their own jungle.
Yeah, people safe lane defended a couple months ago a lot more.
That was a little bit greedy. Just what you expect to see from a Puck. The only reason he dies is because he tries to farm with the orb.
I mean, he's doing exactly what we were just talking about, and that's why people don't do it, because it's so dangerous to go defend a safe lane. And people have gotten really good at punishing that. And also, Puck is just not great at doing it in the early levels. Like, once he can one-hit waves, he's a lot better, but when he has to orb out to kill waves, it's super rough. Something like a Sand King is way better at it.
Oh boy, DNC. That was not the move. He's going to secure the runes, but they might secure his life in response. Fisher, I see time. DNC backing away here. They have got the Crystal Nova coming off cooldown, but the Cogs will push them away. No, DNC's going to live. The rocket misses. The rocket play was to the side. DNC. He's going to stay alive. He could go for the TP out, but Symmetrical is chasing. The problem is Naive is right behind him, and the Skelly Bros have returned to look to fight here. Wraithfire Blast going to come out. Well, they have to back away, though. They activate the Exorcism with Torrent and use defensively. Symmetrical moving in with the Extra Drag Synderen back right now, but he's got the Fisher connecting on the 3 heroes right now. Getting him pretty low. Going to chase him. Mage going to go down alongside Synderen at this rate. He needs to heal up for. He's looking for the kill and response. Will get it before going down to the Omni Slash. the double kill for Rajix, and he might find a third as DNC slowed down with a Strict of Fate. Frostbite's going to come out, but hit up by the urn. DNC, it's inevitable. The triple kill going the way of the Juggernaut, and all it cost him was a Kunkka. This is why you don't fight at shrines.
I mean, it wasn't even up. It's just the TP.
Yeah, the TP is the problem.
Rajix is completely on top of these defensive rotations that he's making. Like I mean, he didn't even use the Omni Slash in the bot rotation. He just puts his presence somewhere. And the reason that they went for that fight there is because General TP'd bot to defend that tower. Like, they know that he had no way of getting to top. It's just a free fight when the puck isn't there. Puck is very important for these fights early on. Like, he's all the lockdown.
It feels like
they don't have Earthshake or Echo yet.
Does it feel like he's playing the meta from like 3 months ago? That's the kind of vibes I'm getting right now, because it's just, you can see they need to be fighting. Like, they can actually fight up against Darkside pretty easily at this stage. But as you said, most of the damage they've got right now comes out of General.
I think Puck is good at doing this. Like, I think you can do this. You just need to be really careful about taking fights when you know your Puck can't get there. Like, that's just the thing you need to communicate. So it's just good on Dire for taking advantage.
Well, they poked and prodded. Problem is, with the drums on line, it's not easy to catch this Juggernaut anymore. It's okay, though. They're just trying to actually keep this tier 1 tower up, buy as much time while Naive farms up top. He's top of the net worth, does have his Midas online.
I think you just put the Veno mid. He just sits and pressures this.
Yeah, with the maximum plague wards, makes sense.
Yep, Kunkka takes the bot lane. Like, they are in a position right now on the Dire where they can pretty safely just farm all 3 lanes. That's kind of what a Veno lets you do, because the hero is just so cancer if he sits in a lane. Like, you can't run into him.
It looks like he'll be going for the Spirit Vessel. This seems to be the go-to item whenever we see Venos at the moment. Makes sense as well when you're up against things like the Death Prophet.
Yeah. Wraith King as well. 2 bracers too. Just trying to be very tanky. I like this, like skipping upgraded boots and going 2 bracers, and then eventually building into travels or something like that.
I wonder if we're going to see that on this, the POS 5s as well. Not the travels, but the bracer. It seems kind of like it's becoming standard at the moment, slowly but surely. 2 to 3 braces on POS 5s as the game goes on.
Hey man, if they can afford it, they will. I don't know about this game though. They're having a rough one.
I mean, everyone was stopping at 2 for a while, and then I kept seeing Insania build 3 braces, and suddenly other people have caught on. It's like, yeah, this makes me kind of stupidly, ridiculously tanky.
Yeah. The problem is the magic resist scales like logarithmically. You know, you have you get less and less the more bracers you get. So,
but it still helps, and you're still tanking up from the strength. And we've talked about it before in our cast. You know, HP is a resource.
Yep, true.
Pablo. Sin likes to wind up a lot. There's going to be cogs coming out, but there's going to lose roll through, and no escape for Pablo. He's pretty tanky. He has got the hook shot, but no way to use it. Dream Call's going to snap. No, 1 hit. He's going to get denied by the creep. Pablo, you cheeky bugger.
That was awesome. I mean, he's still dead. He's still dead. It takes 3 though. They get coil. Like, I mean, it's only a 70-second cooldown, but
yeah, it's an even trade in terms
used.
of spells, right? Because his hook shot is 70 seconds as well.
Right. And it frees up for Veno to just sit mid, and he's almost got it. He's got it in deny range. In fact, he's pinging it. The Jug's pinging. He's like, all right, this isn't not deny range. Although it's a very common thing these days, especially with the mid-tier one, to kind of bait the tower kill. Just try to take a fight on it. Rajix, man, he wants it.
He's like, I can get it easily, guys. I've even got spin in case they jump on me. We'll use it preemptively to make sure they can't. Of course, Pablo did use that hook shot, so it's still on cooldown. He can't look to try and turn it into kill afterwards, but they can start to pressure this triangle where Naive has been relying on just to farm up. In fact, Naive wants to go on Jonas here. Jonas needs some reinforcements. Torrent's coming in. Next on the 2 of them. Soulbind as well. The stances are out. The boat's coming in. The Fidget try and protect, but Wraith King already low, and he's holding Mage in place. They'll try and back up here. They have got the hook shot. They don't want to go there. They realize high ground is a no-no.
That's pretty sketchy, yeah. I mean, pretty sketchy for sure. The bounty birds are spawning too.
It's true. Kunkka might get one of them top. I think the issue they have there, right, is like they've popped a lot of their ultimates, and you haven't even killed the Wraith King once. At that stage, like, okay, we haven't reached our power spike yet. We need more time.
That's kind of the ideal fight for Radiant too, is that right now the Wraith King, who doesn't contribute that much because he's got 3,000 net worth that he hasn't spent, having him die first is perfect.
I don't think Naive feels that way.
Probably not, because he's a carry player, but
I mean, wouldn't you want him to get the Sacred Relic before he dies, Jenkins? Come on.
Nah, dude, we all have jobs to do, okay? His job is to die.
Like, if I'm a Wraith King, I'm like, okay, I'm fine to die for you guys, but please let me get level 12 first. Not before.
Yes, yeah. You definitely want level 12 before you die. That's 80 seconds off of the cooldown. Like, arguably, the level 1 reincarnation is sometimes more important than your life. Like, you'd rather die and have the reincarnation up for a play or like for positioning somewhere on the map, because you know if the enemy team knows that you have it. Like, if that's a different carry, they commit to that high ground there and they kill him.
Yeah, whereas if you've got it, they're like, okay, insurance policy, you guys don't go for me. The defusel's the problem. Naive, he's not dying quick enough. He might run out of mana. He has got a big one, but he's stunned up. It's going to be close, but he can't get up. No, he just about has the mana. He'll be able to actually come back to life. And Rajik throws out the Omni Stash, but it goes across to the CM. The stun is there under Clockwork. And now dance your little heart out, CM. Can you do enough? It's going to be cancelled pretty early. They're chasing through. Juggernaut down to half HP already. They can't keep up the Spirit Siphon. Synderen left behind. He's just looking for a friend to link to. He wishes he could Echo Slam, but they don't have the means to reinitiate. Not with 2 dead already.
That is unfortunate. He's so close to Blink Dagger on Earth Shaker.
It's like they're literally just zoning around the Echo Slam potential, but you know, even if you just stack hard on him, he's not going to Echo because it's not old Echo, right? It doesn't do the damage to kill anyone off there.
Yeah. Yeah, that Echo Slam's not all that useful without a blink. I mean, he would just be wasting Echo. Like, he's so close to Blink Echo that he'd respawn and have the blink and not Echo, and it would feel really bad. So,
yes,
good discipline from Synderen not using Echo. Also, good discipline from Synderen, like showing up to the fight so close to his Blink Dagger. I mean, unfortunately, it doesn't go well.
Hook shot.
They lose it.
They found Naive, and of course, he doesn't have that reincarnate anymore. He did at least get his hands on his Sacred Relic now, so he won't lose much in the way of gold, but he will lose a decent amount of time. 40 seconds on the sideline and Midas off cooldown in 25.
That's crazy, man. That was basically a solo kill.
True.
You don't expect that. Like, you're just not used to playing against this Clockwork hero who can find you in the trees like that.
Yeah, you don't really see him often at the moment, and of course, maxed out Barrier Assault, you have to respect it. It's a lot of damage, actually. It's like, what, 1,000?
Let me look. A few ults. Yeah, 1,760 damage. And that's not including the magic buff. I mean, it'd be a little bit more.
Mercy, please.
Pretty good. Pretty good spell.
Pretty good hero. People have been asking what this hero really needed to be relevant again. It feels like he is at that stage where he should start appearing more, especially after the buff to Barrier Assault. I think his issue was like level 1 to 3, right? It just didn't feel like a great hero at that point in the game.
Yeah. He's definitely pretty good. I really like the fact that he gives vision in fights. There's a lot of teams that, like NIP, for example, that every single game they have a vision hero. In fact, the Dire have 2 vision heroes. They have Venno, who the wards give great vision, and they have Clockwork. It's like super underrated to just have heroes that give vision of the backlines.
Hook shot in, sees the DP. Cogs has split up the fight, and now DP all alone. Mage needs to back out here. Silence will be there from Park. Elusive to get himself out. Now the Echo Slam, Synderen jumping. Beautifully done, but the poison over way too late, and the boat coming in. But it's going to be good enough. The stun hits. Torret follow up. Sorbine looking Naive together with his captain, but Synderen dies for the cause. Symmetrical, getting low. Spirit Siphon burning through him quickly here. He will fall. Sure, the Spirit Vessel stops Mage from healing up, but it doesn't stop him from killing Venno. He won't get away either. Nice move forward by DNC with the Frostbite come out. Silence as well. No one has to die for this, other than the captain who, to be honest, got the perfect Echo Slam.
Yeah, that was beautiful. That was on Jug before Spin, before Omni. Like, if this guy gets Omni Slash off, I think he kills them all. But that's that goes back to the discipline of not using the Echo Slam in the mid lane, like where it actually looked like a pretty decent Echo when he walked in and there was 3 people. Like,
yeah.
But he knows that the blink reveal is so important. So important.
It's risk reward factor.
Game with that.
Like, it's complete risk reward factor, right? Like, if you used it in that situation, the likelihood you were getting kills is pretty low because your puck was out of mana, you didn't have a nuke. But everyone had everything available, and you're fighting in these choke points, and there's kind of this deceptiveness, right? When you have a Clockwork, you feel like you can take better fights in those areas. But as we saw, not the case. Clock will be able to take a good fight here. Synderen gets caught out, picking up a rune. Dies for the cause, though.
I think you're fine with that if you pick up a rune.
But like back to those kind of choke points, right? Like we saw the Echo Slam come into effect. You're talking about a lineup that has a puck as well. Let's not forget what a DP looks like when you hit 3 people with a Spirit Siphon.
Oh yeah, it's nuts. Also, they were fighting on vision. Like, they were fighting on the this ward on the high ground there, and they have a sentry, so they can instantly deward if it's placed by the enemy team. So just like a really good call to, okay, guys, like they're fighting on our vision. We have Blink Dagger. Like this is a perfect fight to take. They think they're strong because they have the high ground, but they're fighting on a ward. The reason Sind is able to get an Echo Slam like that is because he sees where everybody is with that ward.
It's a fair point. I think this is one of the kind of downsides to the Clockwork. He is a very strong hero, but it's more of a confidence play type hero, right? Like you have to believe strongly what you're doing is right and you're full committal. It's not like a Shaker where, I might fissure, but I don't have to follow it up. I can then look and see if it's good. You hook shot in and you're in. Like there's no getting out after that unless you got
there's that's like one of those situations where I really liked the idea behind the play. He was going and isolating the DP, and when he puts the cogs like that, you have to destroy 2 cogs to get to the DP. But nobody was there to follow up and do damage on the Death Prophet until Synderen was in position to hit that Echo Slam. So it's kind of like you kind of baited your team into allowing the enemy team to have time to set up.
It's very costly as well, because like look at Jonas. That was all of his Spirit Vessel charges. So you just got this big power spike by picking up the Spirit Vessel, but now you don't have any charges to play around it.
Yeah, that does feel really bad.
Naive getting close to that Blink Dagger.
Too, like if you have Spirit Vessel against the DP, that Spirit Siphon's nowhere near as scary. They need to pick up some Spirit Vessel charges. Like I don't know, I don't think you go for a smoke specifically for that, but he's definitely thinking about that as an individual player. He's like, I need this for the next fight to contribute.
Of course, Tier 1 tower has finally fallen on the dire side as Anti-MagE just casually pushed it in with that level 15 talent on the Wraith King. Skilly Bro's hurt now. I like this though. Like it's kind of been interesting. Recently there's been more of an even shift in pro games between strength and skeleton attack damage.
Yeah, I think people typically go for the strength if there's something to clear the skeletons, which there's the Kunkka. But sometimes just the split pushing like potential of the skeletons is too good. Like if they can wipe the Dire in a fight and then just take a tower instantly because the skeletons, it's still pretty strong.
It's pretty good against Kunkka because that like 4-second window, right? Like they resurrect, they hit a target 2 times maybe before they get hit down again.
True. I think you're probably just going to use them.
Pablo, he's found Synderen. They maybe just leave him behind. Exorcism has been activated. DNC found on the side as well. And it looks like it'll be a TP out. Mage leaves the supports behind, says bye.
The big win there is the Exorcism being used. You can probably walk into Roche if you're Dire right now.
It's kind of ironic to watch alive people die to keep undead people alive.
that is pretty weird. 2 of the cores on Radiant are indeed dead.
And the other
I don't know what Puck is.
Well, the other one's technically immortal, right? Like dragons are meant to be immortal.
You sure? Is Puck immortal?
Because you're a fairy, like you're a dragon. Like most dragons are argued to be immortal.
I guess she does say, or she or he. I guess Jouet always says that, something about being like eons and eons.
Yeah,
alive,
it's like thousands of years old, I think.
Something like that, yeah. I'm surprised Dire's not roshing. I suppose they're really scared of the Echo Slam.
I think they just want a pickoff that lasts a bit longer, like a big core pickoff, right? Because it was, 30 seconds before Sim was up. Takes you about 10-15 seconds to get everyone in the pit. There's no way at this stage the side of Aachen to do Roche in 15.
Like, fighting into no Exorcism is definitely...
Oh, definitely. But like, there's a Radiance online, and the Puck still does a lot. He should have his Veil soon, actually. They're TPing in.
They do the Ags.
Stun's going to go out. They're going to Pexu. Sword Binding links to them together. Hook shot in, but they can't get the stances out instead. They just fed over 2 kills. And well, now, I wonder if Anti-MagE think about going Roche here. But they find more, maybe. Symmetrical has the haste. Yep, there's the call coming out. He's going to buy a little bit of time. The X is there. The drag back. Torrent thrown out afterwards. Now jump in. Wraithfire blast out. Snaps the call as well, but the healing ward on the high ground should protect him. The crits are not enough. Synderen, stun not. Still has the extra slam to work with. Will throw it out just this kill, but now the poison over on the side. Almost like Synderen tanks the whole damn thing. Naive has the reincarnate to work with. The burns coming out. Symmetrical getting low. The spirit siphon is enough to bring him down. The spin allows them to move away, though, so the reincarnate doesn't affect them. Cheeks will just retreat. They've already lost 3 heroes. 2 off that initial bout, and then the third about 10-15 seconds later.
That's all without Exo, too. And the bounty runes. Bounty runes are up.
This could be where they'd actually go roast, though. You just mentioned Exorcism now off cooldown. And what? Big ultimate's really gone. Omni Slash is not available. Hook shot will be off cooldown soon, but no Poison Nova anymore. Is it me, or does this feel like a lot of Venomancer's games we've been seeing for a while, right? Where it's like, yeah, this should actually be very good in the competitive scene. And his timings don't line up, right? Like, he has this Spirit Vessel, he has this level 2 Poison Nova, and it should be doing a lot, but I'd argue in these big team fights, it's been the Clockwork and the Juggernaut that have been keeping them in it this long.
Yeah, I think so. I can't help but feel that you just need to have some like HP regen, and Veno as a hero just doesn't really exist. Like you have the Spirit Siphons, you have the Lifesteal from Wraith King, you have Tranquil Boots on Crystal Maiden. She doesn't have Tranquil Boots. You have Tranquil Boots on like Earthshaker. You have ways of dealing with this hero. You can just walk out of a fight, and Shrines as well. Shrines hurt Veno a lot. The existence of Shrines, I should say.
And even when he's got the Spirit Vessel charges, that's the problem. Like, you always need 2 for the DP, at least, right? Because of the Yules.
Yeah. I've tried this Veno hero in pubs, and it does feel kind of... Like, some games you just feel useless. Other games you feel like a god. It's a very hit or miss.
It's the Timbersaw mentality, right? Like, they should address me, but it's very hard to address me, and I'll eventually just be a problem. And then
right, if you just ignore him a lot of the time, it just doesn't do anything. And then, like you said, the timings, they don't match up. You just don't have any more... like. If you're not being Cancer in the early game, you're late timing. People just have like items to deal with you.
Yeah, it's like in theory, if you can get super late game, Venomancer has always been that type of hero that should be really good. But with how fast Dota is these days, you're usually looking at 25 to 35 minute average finish times. It's the same reason things like Faceless Void don't really make much of an appearance anymore.
Speaking of which, that's why I think your support Ursa is relatively weak in the current meta because. Needing a hero to get to level 3 is kind of bad, actually. Like, people win lanes at level 1 or 2 these days.
Sure. I mean, but if you run it, like, theoretically, if you run it as like a 4
here we go.
With a flex pick, like, say you have something like a Shaker and an Ursa lane, right? And you could, it's kind of like the Secret mentality where we could interchange these guys. They're both like 3.5s.
I heard Zai say that in an interview. It was cool to hear him confirm that that's like how they actually think about the game.
Yeah, stun coming out. Pablo, he likes to initiate first. He doesn't like to be initiated on first. The Fissure connects, and the Skelly Bros will clean him up. They did at least get the tier 2 tower. They're trying to retreat now. Naive is chasing though. The burn is coming into effect. Ray Fire Blast thrown out into symmetrical. Striker Fate slow Naive down. They can't kill him too fast though, because the Reincarnate would kind of screw their retreat. Current drive back. Poking and prodding. Reinforce is coming in. Buyback comes out for Clockwork. He has got the hook shot available. Naive can expend the first life. Fissure dodged out by Regix. Does use the Fissure. Discipline now jumping in, looking on a Naive, trying to chase him through. Omnislash is there. CNC needs to tank it for him, and he'll be better to do so, but no, not before Wraith King dies. And now the hook shot out. Mage all alone here. Silenced up, no Spirit Vessel on him. He can't actually get the Siphons out. And now they're going to chase for more. Syndra next on the hit list. X holds him in the spot. He'll throw out a Fissure, throw out a few more stuns to buy a little bit more time, but that's a little bit overextension from Anti-MagE.
Was Syndra getting zoned that whole time? Like, was somebody zoning him? Because like the echo didn't come out. I assume somebody was.
He fissured here, right? Like this spot here, but then it got blocked, and then he was completely out of position from there by the looks of it.
That's so rough. That is so rough. There's so much pressure on him in these fights to get off a good echo. I mean, I guess you have General with the coil.
Oh, General. Speaking of which, has gone very deep. The buybacks are gonna come out. There was no Dream Call though. He didn't throw one out. TP out by Regix. Naive gets linked together with a Soul Bind onto General. The chase forward, Syndra. He can hit 2 with a stun, but no! Echo Slam thrown out just for the 1. Not really the best way to use your ultimate, but they needed something out of all these buybacks.
Yet your failure lives on.
Them waiting so long as well.
Do you see the 4x combo on the screen? Did you see that, or is that just me?
Oh, the Street Fighter combos. Yeah.
That's the Immortal, right?
Yes. We mentioned awesome. Street Fighter intros. I mean, I think Valve is planning to make a fighting game, if I'm being honest here, Jenkins.
I mean, I'm not complaining, man. I play Smash all the time.
Street Fighter Dota. Street Fighter X Dota. That's how you do it.
Do you still play Smash? Or are you done with Smash?
I still play some Smash. I enjoy some Smash. I just like I was telling you earlier, like I'm not the biggest fan of the Switch controllers. I think they're a bit too small.
Oh my god, look at you.
If you like
high and mighty, your Xbox controller.
Nah, give me a PlayStation controller, dude. You stick one of them. Like if I could actually put one of them in Nintendo, damn, I clearly I just turned pro. I totally wouldn't be a pleb who'd die half the time.
Yeah. Just like you'd be 6K MMR if you played solo queue.
Yeah, it's easily doable, dude. I mean, come on.
True.
I mean, I'm on my way to Diamond in Apex Legends. Like, getting pro levels is easy.
Yeah, you could be in this game right now.
I could. I mean, there's already a Brit in this game. Why not make 2?
You could be the second.
Or
You can stand in if he's ever sick.
man, that's an honor right there. I want to be part of Aachen City Esports.
How's your healthcare?
How's my healthcare? I mean, it's better than America's. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's free.
Oh,
General,
look out!
he might need some healthcare. He's looking to move away right now, but Rajik's hunting. There'll be a blink up to the high ground straight away, though. They're not taking any chances. And Aachen are just trying to zone them into the base so they can actually just look to take this shrine and then take Roche.
I love that positioning from General. He knows there's no instant catch for him other than the clockwork hook. And I believe... Damn. Okay, oh no, they just placed that ward. Okay, so he knew that they didn't have any vision on him. So he just stood on the high ground to break the smoke. Super nice. That's very annoying to have somebody do. Especially some hero like a puck that you just can't catch.
Coming out. How are these odds looking? Everyone believes in Sind according to the Betway odds. 1.5 to 2.4. Oh. I mean, you know, those people who bet maybe not feeling too great about this at the moment. There is a 6k lead for the side of Aachen. Now this is kind of getting to the point where we talk about maybe scalability if the game goes much later. And who really has it? Because one side does have a Wraith King DP. The other, however, has some pretty potent stuff with the Venomancer and even the Juggernaut late game.
Yeah, Veno has Ags, so once he gets level 20 in that plus 7 seconds poison Nova duration, he's pretty annoying. Like, his ultimate greatly outlasts the BKBs. That talent almost makes it so that the BKBs don't really counter Veno anymore.
Yeah. I mean,
it's super good in the late game.
There's a counter though, Jenkins. It's called buyback.
That's true. That's true. Although it is a 60-second cooldown at max level. You know, so
versus a 7-minute. Yeah, you may have a point here.
Yeah. I think you're okay if you're Veno. He's got a blink too. He's going all in on this magic damage.
I mean, makes sense, especially against the puck. Type of heroes that rely on their kind of positioning to dominate these fights. It's where Veno really kind of outdoes himself.
Pretty difficult to phase shift a 25-second spell. Pablo goes for the hook.
I mean, you know, you can phase shift half of the toll, right? 3.25 with a 6-second cooldown.
Oh, yep, true.
Anti-MagE is just really trying to push in this bot lane to try and force Aachen back, but Aachen, they're gonna probably just push in and try and take these mid racks. Mage would have to commit the exorcism and put himself at risk to get them to
honestly, you have a Kunkka against you too. Like, Kunkka just X's and goes back, and then somebody else can X and go back. Like, that's one of the nicest things about having a Kunkka on your team. Is just being able to deal with the waves. It's like an Ember Spirit.
Oh boy, Sin. Well, he's going to be close to death, and he's got no chance of interrupting. The torrent does connect as well. Yep, stroke fade through. It's close. Cinder, and he should be going down. They get to deny at least now. The Dream Core coming out. Jonas went in. He's got the Poison Over. Connects on a Naive alone. The Force Stuff gets him out of the core, but stuns him up and kills him off. Dead for 65 seconds. Same as Cinderin. They're like brothers right now, matching up. Oh, hook shot out. Pablo makes his escape, but barely. They do get the tower, but they don't get more. They might get Naive's first life. He goes down once. They don't want to go in, though. I mean, they could try for an Omni Slash play, but it's not worth it.
I think they can do like a small back. Like, they just chill in the area. Looks like that is what they're going to do. Like, they're going to hold a high ground, something like that. Because with Sin being dead, that's a very, very important hero for these team fights. It's like almost all the lockdown, especially with the Ags coil being down. It's basically all the lockdown. It's the big threat in these team fights I think if you take like a completely normal fight and you're the Dire, you're just going to win the game. But the X factor is Cinder, and with the Echo Slam, like, that's all you have to look out for is the X factor, because a normal fight equals Dire winning Dota. So,
speaking of X factors, AC could be bought for Kunkka. He's going to try and save for buyback and get there slowly. Dreamcore actually coming out onto the man himself, but I mean, come on, General.
He's so tanky. He's so tanky.
What is this move, General? Like, just use your Midas and walk away. They're looking for him. They won't find him. He does actually get long range.
Did he just walked up to the high ground? Yeah, he just
I mean, look at the man. He has an Aegis. He's got a DD. Can you get more confident as a Juggernaut in this game?
Yeah, I mean, I guess not. Going for BKB as well. I like that. His right clicks are really important in this game.
General just being mischievous, trying to keep them off the high ground. The problem is there's the little Kais. They're coming in. The healing ward down as well.
They're pinging Sin. They know where he is.
I mean, it's literally the same spot he got caught in last time. He hasn't changed anything about his positioning here.
Pablo, force him out. He forced him out.
No, he gets him out of the base. The barrier's still there, but the cogs are off the mark. Sin will be able to escape. The Yule's going to be on a Rajix to slow him down. Naive down to half HP with the Spirit Vessel. Stun's coming out. Rajix staying alive for the time being, but maybe not for long. Man to try and dodge out. The spin's there. Reincarnate's been used. He'll retreat. Doesn't get the Meteorax. Down to half HP. There's a lot of Plague Wards here, though.
Yeah, that Gale talent, man. I'm not sure if he actually Galed, but...
I mean, this is the kind of protracted siege as we were talking about. Rajix can go back in. They pop the Aegis. They did use the Wraith Fire Blast as well, though. He needs some serious lockdown on him, but the silence has already been used, so he used to spin. He wants the Meteorax and back. He's going to have to be quick about this. Rajix has the Glimmer Cape. There's recalls on him. Stabs straight away. Forced stuff to get him further out, though. Now, Exorcism is going to be used. Jump in. Double BKB on the back line. Venomancer does go for the combo. Onto the supports. They can't get involved. They're linked together. Now the carries have to carry it all. Both TNC and Cinder will be dead. Symmetrical look to TP away successfully. Has anyone been left behind? Jonas has. The Venomancer will be found trying to very greedily TP in their base. They punish a bit. They did get the Juggernaut as well. But this range Rax is slowly dying to the Plague Wards.
Jug was so close to turning and getting Omni Slash off there. I think if he gets it off, I'm not sure if DP dies, but at the very least, he might survive that. But luckily, he didn't have the BKB. He didn't have the Manta. His Blade Fury was just barely off cooldown, or on cooldown, I should say.
And luckily for him, they used the Exorcism defensively, which means there's no punishment because Jug did not have buyback. And that small window could have easily been punished if they didn't have to commit it.
Yeah, definitely.
But this has kind of been the story of the game. It feels like we haven't really seen one successful aggressive Exorcism, right? It's always been kind of defensive.
Yeah. It's an awkward spell to use with the nerf to the ghosts where they're just so slow. Like you use it either on heroes that are locked down, which isn't really happening because they're, like you said, defensively taking fights with the Earthshaker being the lockdown, but he's only a defensive support, at least in this game. Or you use it to take towers, but they've been playing on their side of the map the whole game, so there hasn't really been an opportunity.
They found Mage. Gonna push him back. He's got the BKB. He doesn't have a TP though. Oh no. Mage trying to walk away. The BKB is gonna run out soon. And then his HP pool follows suit. Naive is waiting nearby. They can't really afford to let DP go down here. Spin. BKB though. Rajix. Now the X dragging him back. DP on the wrong side of the fissure though, so they'll pursue looking for more instead. The diffusal to slow him down. Naive will go for the TP out. He knows he's probably already dead. Mage buying a lot of time though with the Spirit Siphon's coming out. X dragging back into the boat though. Can't get rid of silence in time. And he will die off. Meanwhile though, top, they have to go back to deal with General.
That's a double siege. Yeah. And he's got a Maelstrom too, actually. General's doing a lot of damage.
Oh, you know what he's doing. He's going for that.
Oh, I know what he's doing.
I want to see it work for once in my life. But they're back in your base. Only Venom had to go back.
Level on his team. Yeah, he's the highest level on his team.
I mean, he's been split pushing most of the game. I'd hope so. General, green cool, links two together. Buyback comes down from DP. Now the stun's down to Rajix as well. But Glim do some damage, doing a lot of work here. They can stab the Fisher through. They're going to get blown up. They're going to kill him off. In fact, and now they're going to follow Steel Nakunka, who is also dead. The TP out from Clockwork in time. Nope, Yules is there. And on the side, General, the man of the moment, finds Pex, who is 4 dead for 1 buyback. Beautifully done and held by Anti-MagE. Wow.
I think they probably went for that play because Veno was showing bot. Like, they know that he TP'd back. He did have the bots, but he had 7 seconds on cooldown for that fight, so...
You know what that was, Jenkins? That was General going, shut up, casters, I do contribute to the fights. Because that was basically pitch perfect, the timing on that, because it had to be.
Can we see hero damage here? No, we can't. That's too bad.
We'll see at the end of the game, but...
I'd love to see how much damage he's doing. Oh, I wonder what he's going to go for next. Did he... Yeah, he did go for the rapid.
Yep, pretty cool, baby. Machine gun time. Cock it, load it, and shoot it. Or is it load it, cock it, and shoot it? I'm doing it the wrong way around. I'll never fire a gun.
So he could load it, cock it, shoot it. No, I think that's right.
Yes, right. No, I said cock it, load it. So my gun's not firing, okay?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Worst sniper player ever. Mage finally able to get an aggressive Exorcism in. Gets a tier 3 tower. He's damaged on the melee racks, but they're scared. 10 seconds until reinforcements arrive for the side of Aachen. God, if they had a bot rune ward, they'd see this DD. It's up for 1:30. This is a
very game deciding route, especially considering General has rapid fire. He pings it. And he's like, all right, guys.
Oh, no. It's also a minute until Roche is up. The problem is he didn't wait on the DD, so...
He considered giving it to his teammates, but then he's like, I'm the real carry. Let's be real.
Let's be honest here, guys. Who's had the clutch moments this game, huh?
I'm interested to see what his next item is. I feel like you could go for a sheep if you want to just be
Really
regular and
obnoxious.
normal.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. Or you could get like a Daedalus or a Basher.
Or even MKB, right? Because of the Radiance and the Juggernaut.
We gotta be KP. Okay, that's pretty reasonable. I'm pretty sure if you're stunned, you don't keep... attacking.
I don't think so. Yeah, he's making sane choices here, okay? We'll get to the insane ones soon.
Also, if you're just dead, you're not going to keep attacking, so...
That is usually true. This is why you need a Wraith King with an Aghanim Scepter. I feel like we never actually see Wraith King Ags anymore.
Yeah, people even go for Moon Shard before Ags a lot of times.
I mean, it's decent in this game as well, right? You think about the damage DP can put out. Imagine a CM getting an Afterlife Freezing Field out.
Yeah,
Lord.
no, it's really good in this game. You have a bunch of heroes that just don't want to be bursted. I suppose you're not against all that much burst damage. Like, there's the Jug Omni, there's the Kunkka spells, but Kunkka has Radiance. There's a Veno. Like, a lot of these heroes are... Even Jug, like, he went BKB. He's taking these long fights, so... I suppose Ags isn't that great just because the fights are going to last a long time, but...
I mean, I guess your concern is I need a lot of physical, but then again, General's going to step up with the physical. Ooh, the Gale connected. He needs to run fast, and he'll be able to do so. Nice long-range illusory orb.
It's weird to see a Puck this rich when he doesn't have the gold talent.
It is kind of insane. I mean, he has spent most of the game split pushing, but then again, that's what a Puck does. If you're not split pushing, you're not playing Puck correctly.
Yeah, that's his job. He's the hero that takes the most dangerous lane. He's very difficult to kill.
Ooh.
He's been doing a good job. He keeps his team in the game by shoving in the lanes.
Another big power boost to the side of Anti-MagE. They just got level 25 on the Wraith King, so he now has that AoE Wraithfire Blast with Reincarnate.
Oh yeah, that's big.
Especially as these BKB charges get low. I mean, Symmetrical's still sitting on an 8-second. You have got 9 seconds still on Rajik's. Yeah, Anti-MagE, they're not out of the woods, but they are holding. They have to somehow burn these down to their lowest point. Just get those BKBs down to the 5 seconds, and then fights should be pretty simple for them.
Yeah, I mean, even the fights so far have kind of been like one hero just gets caught out with a stun that they maybe shouldn't, and they get locked.
General Scout out. Trying to drag their attention. Realizes they must all be on the high ground, and there's a smoke straight away from Aachen. They draw the line straight towards Puck. They've struggled to catch General before. They have got the hook shot. They could maybe follow it up, stun him before he could get a BKB out. It's not going to be the easiest kill, though. He should know something is coming.
Is there a sheep on anybody? Like, this is a hard kill.
They're looking for
They're gonna
something
walk
easier.
up into a high ground.
Yep.
Oh, this is...
Yeah, but Mage is front lining. This is not the right move. They do spot out with a rocket flare, but there's no way you jump that. They don't know where General is even. Look what he's done. He's hidden the tree line for a decent amount of time now. He'll cut the wave and reveal himself, but then he needs to immediately get back to just back up his team.
There's a DD bot. Knave is going to pick it up.
Naive. Don't do this to me.
Nice DD on Knave.
I mean, I know Americans have different ways of saying things, but please.
Oh my god.
Please, Jenkins. This isn't even me trying to educate you in proper English.
So do Irishmen like you, right?
Oh, Glimmer Cape. Pixie. Run, boy, run.
He's going for the sheep.
Naive goes in, stun comes out, stuns there, Pexu's gone. And all of a sudden, you can't initiate on the side of Aachen. They should look to buy back on him. He does have it.
They can't give away this Roche.
Absolutely not.
I think you just go force it.
Yeah, he's going to do it. I mean, there's no shrine, so... he needed to buy back straight away. I'm not sure they buy enough time for Grimstroke to get it. There's the buyback. He could sell an item and get boosted travel. He'd need to if he wants to reach it in time because the stun's coming out. They see Rajik's backing away. Silence onto him. Has got the mantle to work with the BKB still. Well, the jumping in. Stun's come out. Forced stuff to get him away. Naive going pretty deep. The spin's going to be there, though. Pablo securing the escape of Rajik's. And because of that choice, because of the way they played that, it buys enough time for Pexu to move across. Oh, Dream Call mid lane. Hex coming out. Jonas taking a lot of damage. Torrent trying to protect. And look at the machine gun and going, though. The BKB activated. General's going to fire up against the symmetrical arrives. Looks like he wants to die as well. BKB turn around with a boat. General. BKB's going to run out soon. Moves away with Lose Your Mate in the middle of this, but the BKB next to him activated. He should be fine. The torrent mistimed. It's not going to stun him up. It's too long of a run with the magic immunity. And now Rachik's stuck in the middle, trying to move away. BKB and Blade Fury. Double magic immunity is better than one. Lose Your through. There's used the poison over. Dodged out by the puck. Gonna be used to the old cogs in with a hook shot. Pablo. He can't hold this long, though. Syndra might go down, but it's worth it for the cause because of the backline. Naive is still pushing. One life has not even been used yet. It's symmetrical. He's running out of life himself. Rooted up. He'll die. The buyback comes out from Clockwork. He's already used the hook shot. Still on cooldown for 40 seconds on the side. Jonas just trying to run as fast as he can. TNC, this is a brave move, Maiden. And now you're in trouble. The Barrier Assault comes out. A price must be paid. But it's not exactly an expensive one for the side of Anti-MagE. But
Yeah,
very expensive for the other side.
Yep, no buybacks on the side of Anti-MagE. But Aachen City, 2 buybacks. That was Clockwork. 3 buybacks, actually, technically, if you consider the Grimstroke, which started off that fight with the pickoff.
It's true. He had to run across the map.
Yep, 3 win conditions. And those are the 3 easiest to kill heroes, I think. So if you're any of the stunners on the side of the Radiant, you just know that you have to pick off one of these heroes, you win the game. Like Puck can solo kill any of those 3 heroes.
Pablo does have an invis room, but they know about this, so they're trying to actually bait him into doing something while he hasn't got his team up. I think you just commit, even without the exorcism here. Like 30-second window, that's long enough. Even if he hook shots in and it looks glorious, there's no boost of travel on the Kunkka.
I guess he tries to go for the steal. Like he doesn't have any other play.
Yeah.
He knows there's no vision on him because he's standing on a sentry.
I'm surprised Cinderin, he should see us now and look to move around the back. They're scouting for Pablo. No. He's actually might make this work. They don't realize where he is exactly. 4-star in, Cogs to push them away. He's used up, there's still a cheese, but Cinderin saves the day. Hook shot out. We'll keep Pablo alive for the moment. The Lucio will chase him through. General does have the Dream Call to work with. Hex, Dream Call. Say hello to my little friend. Just go out on your own terms. Snap the coil.
That was a really cool idea, like conceptually, what he tried to do there. Like he tried to force in Cogs back, kill the Cog, then pick up the Aegis, then hook out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he just dies anyway and doesn't get the Aegis. But I love that he went for that play because he doesn't have buyback. So he tried to go for the, like, if he does steal that and then survive, and then they use the Aegis in the next fight, that would be pretty game winning. Like they could actually win the game, but.
True. And it was a smart way to go, right? Because most Clockworks would just stand back and use the hook shot. And it's so obvious. You already saw what's happening, right? The Shaker and the Puck were looking in the obvious places.
I guess in retrospect, you could just hook in and then force out. But I suppose he was afraid that that's not enough distance. Like he'd just die twice without buyback.
Well, we've reached that point. There's a DP on your high ground at level 25. Say goodbye to your base. Naive will deal with the mid. Nade's moving towards the top already. They need to hold. 18 seconds until that Clockwork is up. Someone is going to have to start before then, or you're going to be 2 melee Raxes down. Looks like they're going to just have to submit. They're losing them here. Oh, there's the glyph. Silence. Connects on the free. Beautifully done by Mage. Lose your win. General does have the Dream Core to work with. They should look to just back away, and it looks like Aachen are being too slow to actually find anything. Clockwork's coming out now. Does have the hook shot to work with. Doesn't see anyone right now, though. Looks like they'll get out clean. Says thank you very much. That cost us nothing.
I think they can small back. I don't think they need to big back. You know, you could if Dire steps out of their base. Yeah, if Dire steps out of their base, you've got the Aegis.
I think the rough part for them a little bit is that they ended up with the Aegis on the suboptimal choice, right? Like Wraith King had to pick it up because of what Clockwork done.
Yeah, true. You do want to push out the lanes too. Like at a certain, you know, you small back, you see what's going on. If nothing's going on, you push out the lanes because generally when you're seeing one lane as 5, the other lanes are going to be bad. You have to deal with them.
Also, in fairness, I guess the DP, like, I say, yeah, maybe you want the Aegis on the DP. Maybe this was the plan, because Naive has 2.3k HP, 2 lives to work with. 3, in fact, in this scenario. But Mage is sitting at 3.1k HP, 28 armor. He's not exactly going down anytime soon.
And the cheese keeps the Exo alive, too. The Aegis doesn't do anything. Although DP with the Aghanims is definitely better than before with an Aegis. Like this hero used to just be awful with an Aegis. Now this hero without an Aegis is actually useful, which in my opinion is one of the big reasons why this DP Ags is so strong.
Well, at least Rajix has been smart with his items. He did go for that Null Talisman, which is the one way they're able to maybe kill Mage. It's still hard fought for, though. Smoke, moving in. Stun comes out from Wraith King. Looking on Rajix here. Reinforcement comes from Naive. They think it's just being greedy, but now moving in. Silence goes out. Wraithfire Blast connects with Symmetrical as well. He can't get the bow out in time. BKB's going to be there now. Mage chasing forward. There's the Nullifier. Omni Stash, everything being thrown on. He needs to get the reinforcements quick, but no. He's going to be dragged back towards his death, and the Aegis has been claimed. DNZ, dancing his heart off. Jonas, oh, he might be off more than he can chew. That hurts a lot. He'll turn around, look for Naive. He tried to TP away, but he can't. 125 seconds dead. DNC, he won't make it out either. The Poison Nova overwhelms him. They do have buybacks, and they're going to be forced to use them. You can already see the move. Aachen says go. Straight down mid. What a ton of
Naive
events.
does have two. He does have two illusions pushing in the side lanes. Very convenient illusion rune timing. Unfortunately, though, the mid lane is, you know, you kill one creep wave and you're in front of the enemy base.
Absolutely.
And, that is an exposed lane, so it looks like they might just go Throne or Megas to try to force the buybacks, which will even up the game a little bit. At this point, Rax doesn't really matter. It's just about buybacks.
True. They do have Echo Slam, and they do have Dream Core, though. So Aachen have to be careful about this. They have some buybacks of their own. They don't have to expend them here, though.
Like you said, that Nullifier, what a pickup in that fight. Like, preventing the cheese and the BKB from DP.
I mean, I'm surprised DP went that deep, right? You forced the BKB, but he was still running at him. Ay, ay, ay.
Just not anticipating the Nullifier pickup.
Buyback comes out. Hook shot in, trying to buy some time. And now the Echo Slam Synderen can only connect on one. Clockwork goes down, but it's worth it for the cause. Mage chasing him with the BKB on the Yonos next. They should find him, but Rajix will be able to TP away successfully. General chase through. They'll find Peksu as well. They do get the Kunkka out, and they get the Juggernaut out, which is more important than anything else. Peksu will die. Try for the TP away, but Synderen catches him with just the tip.
They're gonna get thrown.
Yes. They're going to go for it. The thing is, there are buybacks. The problem is, there's buybacks on the two you just got out alive.
Yeah. So let's see. Okay. So we have 52 seconds on Veno, so that's about half his respawn time. Clockwork has a minute, so he can't buy back.
Oh, symmetrical. Okay, that was a little bit close for comfort.
Luckily, Grimstroke does have buyback. So he'll be alive to Stroke of Fate and push out the wave. But it looks like they're just going for Megas, which is definitely the safer play, considering Grim has buyback now. And yeah. I don't think Grim is enough to hold this high ground without a Veno. Your Veno does so much damage right now.
Clock is up in 15.
Jug has no TP.
What? Rajix?
He's just...
Oh,
he's
no.
Just top.
They don't know this, though.
He's so lucky.
Aachen,
so lucky.
They should be counting their lucky stars right now. Wow.
Well,
sometimes...
The amount of time I've done that in pubs and gotten flamed for it.
I mean, sometimes teams, the way they play now, they're more defensive. They're less prone to making a mistake. This is all those scenarios in which it works against you. It's rare to see.
You gotta take risks, though. You know, when you're feeling like behind, your back's against the wall. You gotta be a team that's like taking more off the map and taking like the low percentage plays. Like, just pushing the top lane is pretty important. Getting that creep wave out, it means you don't have to deal with it if you're defending base.
This is problematic as
smoke out
well for Anti-MagE because, you know, you brought back the big heroes and you didn't force anything great, I want to say, out of Aachen because they still have the two biggest buybacks they could, right? With the Kunkka and the Juggernaut.
Yeah. Yep.
Venomont's now as well.
Veno does now too, yep. Yeah, and Clockwork Clock has his as well. Like if he gets some gold in the next fight from kills, which is reliable gold, he will indeed have his buyback.
Dynamics have changed as well. You know, you think about how much pressure General was applying just 10 minutes ago to these outer lanes. Now it's slowly shoving in, but not enough that Aachen cares.
Pigeon, check out his backpack on General.
Oh baby,
here we go.
Fight time as a go. The Daedalus is here.
Oh my god, what a world we live in. We have a puck with a backpack Daedalus.
You know, Icefrog was like, Pops do these sort of builds, right? They go Scardy and they go Bloodfall and they'll just go physical DPS eventually. Why not let a puck do it too? I mean, come on.
Yeah. That's the classic matchup. Come on, you can't have Quap able to do something without puck.
Exactly. Just Quap is better unless you give him an Axe like this. I mean, come on.
That's like raising two kids, giving one of them an Xbox for Christmas and giving the other one like a toaster. Come on.
No.
You're not gonna do that.
You give him a Dreamcast.
What's wrong with the Dreamcast?
Okay, you know nothing that I have to even explain what was wrong with the Dreamcast. There was much wrong with that console. Many things.
Come on, man.
There's some adorable ideas. Like, they literally had a little screen on the controller so that you could have some, like, extra interaction. It looked like a Tamagotchi screen, right? But only, like, 2 games ever used it. Which is impressive when you consider only about 20 games were released on that console.
Yeah, I don't think anything with, like, an extra screen on the controller would sell at all, actually.
I mean, maybe there'll be like a cool design that someone like JJ want to use, where it's like, oh yeah, I can look at my control and then look at my screen. I already have like 6 monitors, but there's something else I need to see, and I can see it on the controller.
That guy's setup is ridiculous.
I mean, he could still upgrade further. He can get up to 8 screens, you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, when you're an AI from the future, it's pretty easy to compute 8 screens with your eyes.
You know, I think he might be an AI from the future trying to kill us off. If you think about it, right? Like, he's got his current layer technology. Eventually, he could just kind of implement voice lines, and suddenly casters are invalid. We're not needed anymore.
He definitely has a bit of a murdery vibe. I'm not gonna lie, you know, bit of a murdery vibe.
He's very calculated. He's a very calculated man.
Right.
Like, you could genuinely see him as kind of
Not a Jeffrey Dahmer type.
I was gonna say not one of the tier 1 movies, but like the tier 2 Bond movies, right? Like one of the villains.
All right, I was going way darker than that.
Jesus. Stephen King novel incoming.
Yeah.
Just replace Matthew McConaughey in the Dark Tower.
Never seen that movie. I hear it's good.
It's okay. It's a good intro to things. Just like this game is a great intro to a day of Noah. 56 minutes into the game. I wish there was a few more kills there, but it's more than a kill a minute, so.
Death Prophet's got Eon Disc now, too, so what we saw happen in the last fight, not likely to occur again. This Eon Disc item is one of the most frustrating things to deal with in the late game. It completely changes the dynamic of who you can focus in a team fight.
Definitely considered
it can't be
one
dispelled,
of the...
though.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely considered one of the best items in these late game scenarios, because you get to the stage where one pickoff can decide everything.
Yeah.
This was something we mentioned early on. Is that when you look at this draft from the side of Anti-MagE, who do you easily pick off? Maybe Wraith King if he overextends without his team again.
Yeah, that's a hard hero to pick off. That, like, the CM's not all that. I mean, like cores though, right? You want a big core kill. Sure. They have sheep, so honestly, any of them but DP or Wraith King right now with the sheep sticks is fine. But they only have 1 sheep. Like, the follow-up is kind of hard. Oh, no, they have 2 sheeps now, actually. Pexu's got a sheep. Thank God for that GPM talent. So now with the 2 sheeps, they can pick off basically anybody but the DP or Wraith King. Even the DP or Wraith King, if they can chain the stuns, like get the DP like after her Eon Disc, they purge it with a Nullifier, something like that, instantly. They could possibly kill her. But it's hard. Like, the amount of skill that it takes to execute a team fight like that and synergy is... It's pretty difficult. It's a lot harder when they pick up these items like Eon Disc to execute fights. There's a DD bot, by the way.
At least it's not in front of the pit, okay? Too often, he's just sitting right outside there.
Yeah. I would love to see a bot rune ward right now from Dire, just because...
You're in control of the game, you have a Juggernaut, a DD could literally win you the game.
Right, exactly. And like the top rune, you want to play around Roche anyway, so... But I suppose they can just walk in and take Roche anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much.
Anti-MagE have to know this is going on, but they just can't get out in time. So, looks like that's going to be a second life for Cheese, and an Aghanim going on the side of Aachen. This, I think they're going to give it to Pexi, right? Like, you create a portrait of the Wraith King, laugh in his face as he starts killing himself. Yeah, there we go.
Yep, they did.
I think it's the best choice. Like, don't get me wrong, hookshot low cooldown is nice, but you're probably just looking in the first 10 seconds, what Ags that's remaining that we need gives us the biggest impact.
150% illusion damage. That is unbelievably strong.
I mean, just thank your lucky stars they increased the damage it took. Because what was it, 300 or 250% before, I think?
I think it was 250, which is unbelievable for an illusion. He gets all the armor and everything, so...
Just glad they didn't let you use it on your own teammate. That would have been ridiculous.
Oh, God.
Just imagine a scenario right now where there's 2 Juggernauts. Just process that for a second and then start crying.
I'm weeping. I'm in tears.
Don't blame you.
Oh, here comes the
cheese.
the Kunkka siege.
Although just stun him a little bit. Oh, Soulbind links them together. They'll back away. This Soulbind is pretty early, but the Hex comes out. Jonas moving in. Hits with the Poison Nova. Torrent fall off. Going to be there on the General. Trying to get everyone quick enough. Yes, it's going to go down. Now the picture. BKB from Rajik chasing in. Echo Slam. Connects on the 2 because 1 is magic immune. And now the Omni Slash is going to be there. Chasing straight through. Looking on Naive. Going to get him low. Low enough to go down once. The boat coming through. Symmetrical BKB's up. Fights in the DNC. He's going to be going down. But now Juggernaut needs to back away. Mantis there. Uses the Blade Fury to escape. But Juggernaut, he's going to be the only one getting out. Kunkka's already dead. His supports to make it as well. Well, one of them will. Jonas just falling back a little bit. Aeon Disc is there. Proc. Juggernaut hit up by the Spirit Vessel. Can't heal up. Spirit Vessel turned around. Hex, little piggy. Mage moving around pretty fast. Will take the life of Juggernaut once. Buyback comes out from Kunkka trying to get in. DNC will go down. Stance there onto 2. Still chasing. Mage still has that haste effect from the Exorcism. They're chasing forward. 4 staff. Pablo can't find anything. Naive needs to wait 8 seconds before going back in. He'll have to reincarnate. But they will have this melee racks by then. They expended everything but the kitchen sink. Can they hold? Mage moving in. Nullify comes out. Use the Spirit Vessel. Not available yet. But the Spirit Siphon was there. Now chasing in. 4 staff. Get him out. Kunkka though. He's bashed up. He's left here. The Poison Nova came off cooldown again. The Fissure on the wrong side. Kunkka will be able to get out. But Cinder, no! He's going to die to the poison damage. Illusion of a cross will connect. But General, not confident to go in as he does have his Dream Call still on cooldown.
It was just about up. He didn't have the Aghanim Scepter. It's in his backpack though, so.
Oh boy. I mean,
this is
he's
so dangerous for Dire though. Like,
well, I was gonna say he's at the stage where like he's got too many items. What does General do?
I actually think if Dire backs off, they probably lose just because of all the buybacks that they expended. I mean, I don't want to like call it too soon or something like that, but that was not that costly from Radiant. Like they use their spells. That's it. They use their spells to hold that high ground. And so Dire, they want to commit. Like they know that this is their opportunity.
But if they lose Kunkka, it could easily be over. Hex is going to come out. Rajik's going to back away. The stun's going to be there. BKB activate. Now he's just chasing in. Looking for this kill. Jug stunned for such a long time. The Dream Call is on him. He has to stand and fight, but he doesn't have the Omni Slash available. The boat coming through, but it may be too late. The hookshot to translate him dead. The right clicks are going to follow. Rajik's one more. It goes down. The Poison Nova jumping. Jonas trying to do the work. Puck is dead. 125 seconds on the sideline. Echo Slam comes out with Cinder. Only connected on the 1. Clockwork still pretty tanky. Reincarnate is being popped. And Rajik's arrives once more after the buyback. Nullifier's out on the Mage. Has to stand and fight. Does not have the Spirit Siphons to work with though. He can't actually do enough here. He needs to back away. Buyback comes out from Venno as he's down. Looking on to the DP. Still tanking up here. They used to buy a little bit more time, but no Spirit Siphon for 5 seconds. The Hex is out and he's dead. Buyback is there. Naive. Drag back. Gonna go down. He's dead. Has to buy back in this. No reincarnate was available. The Nullifier. Up cooldown. Mage. No. What are you doing? Forced up to try and get him out. Nice cover with the Fissure. Now the jump in. Dodge your heart of CM. Can you do it? The Omni Slash cleans up 1. Rajik's to the BKB still activated. That's a dieback on the DP. They might have finally done it. Trying to chase forward. Naive does have a second life to work with in 3 seconds. The Soulbind comes out. Sinrin doesn't have a second life though. He bought back. It's all on Naive and GG comes out. He can't do it alone. And finally, after 63 minutes, Aachen secure the first game of the day.
Woo! That was insane, man. That was one of those games where it all comes down to one single team fight. Mage had ultimate. He had everything. It's just that his TP was a little bit too. See, whenever you break down a game, typically as a team, I think it's very likely that they're not going to be talking about the last fight. It's more so like what led them to being in that position in the first place. But it's so hard not to talk about it after that. You know, after watching that, like that was so close. I love the call from Dire where it's like, it is dangerous. It is so dangerous for them to continue high ground, but they know they have to. They know that is exactly when they win the game, or they're probably going to lose because of all the buybacks that they expended. And the 2 heroes that did die as they were sieging the high ground were the heroes that had buyback. Like, that is 100% intentional. Like, they feed those heroes intentionally to bait spells so the heroes that did buyback can survive. So just beautifully played by Dire there. Like, whoever makes that call to stay and push, like, they're MVP that game.
Absolutely. It's fantastic coming out from that. I mean, you look at that game, and I mentioned it before they started, right? If Kunkka dies, terrible.
It's over. You lose 100%.
But on the reflective side of things, if Puck dies, like you saw how quickly he just melted. Jonas, he just threw his body in it. And that was enough that Puck was done at that stage. And because of that, there was never enough physical damage. Because that was always the issue, right? Like we're looking at it, it's like Wraith King's really tanky, sure. DP's really tanky, but the Nullifier's always targeted on him. it felt like you got to a stage where everything was on whatever general done in a fight, and if it wasn't enough, you lost.
Once again, this is also kind of like mechanics things, and I guarantee you that these players, when they go over this game together and figure out like what went wrong, they're not going to be talking about this. It's just fun to talk about it. But Death Prophet had no charges in Spirit Siphon in the last fight, and it hurt bad. Like that Spirit Siphon heals so much at this point. If you get on the Kunkka, who has 5,000 HP, if you get it on the Juggernaut, who has a Scotty. Like these heroes will keep you alive with the Spirit Siphon, especially if you siphon and you use yourself or you siphon in BKB. But like he died without using the Exorcism. So if he has a siphon charge, like, he can definitely get the Exo off, and they win that fight. And if they win that fight, there's no buybacks. They just win the game. Like, you're just throning against no heroes.
Do you feel like this was an example of being too fixated at 60 minutes on mega creeps? Because like he TP'd aggressively at the racks while they were still alive, right? Like, he felt this need that was the place they had to take the fight, not like at the tier 4s where they were heading afterwards.
I mean, I would go back to, so at about 50 minutes, they had a 10k gold lead and they had like a map advantage. So I would go back and just look at, like, let's say I'm on one of these teams, like if I'm on Cinder's team, I would go back and look at 50 minutes and think like, okay, what position were we holding on the map here, and like what did we mess up that we lost at this point? Because if you have a 10 to 15k gold lead, and you have a Death Prophet, Wraith King, like you, and a Puck who has the Dream Coil talent, like you have good late game. You have really good late game. We were seeing, even in the fights when they were losing in their base, like they were able to hold high ground. Their late game was clearly really strong. So I guess I just go back and like look at whatever position they were holding on the map and how they lost that position. I think it was probably just somebody getting like randomly picked off somewhere. General, I don't know. I don't remember, but it was at 50 minutes where this gold graph plummets.
True. And in the end, as a result, side of Aachen, they stick on let the bodies hit the floor, and it's actually Anti-MagE's bodies that hit the floor. And there's going to be some music hitting your ears for a few minutes. Could go a short break, and then we'll be back with the next one. We've got 682 versus Team Singularity. Of course, both these teams came through the open qualifiers because guess what? This is EU, baby. So many of us made it to TI that we had to have 3 teams come through on each qualifier. Jenkins is shaking his fist right now. He can be better about that for about another 10 minutes before we're back with the next game. Stay tuned.